This week was pretty heavy on this country. Not because of the assassination of Charlie Kirk. No. And let me remind everyone out there, just in case some idiot in the Republican Party or the MAGA wants to twist my words, I am not celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. But I'm not going to celebrate the man's life either, because he trafficked in hatred and racism and bigotry. My sympathy is for his children, as I said before. Their kids didn't deserve this. Their kids didn't deserve to lose their father. But I will say this on the interim. I'm a firm believer in the fact that if you traffic in hatred, that same kind of hatred, regardless of the reasons, will be revisited on you. You live by hatred, you die by hatred. And unfortunately, that same thing has happened to Charlie Kirk this week. It's unfortunate that it happened. It's unfortunate that the whole thing happened, but that is the facts. But right now I want to talk about real quick the difference between the right and the left, between those who are trying to help this country and those who are trying to hurt it. After it happened, members of the Congress and the Senate and former Democratic president went to Twitter or other social media platforms and expressed their condolences over this nightmare. All of them recognizing what the problem is. The problem of hateful rhetoric, political violence, and access to weapons. All of them commonly asking this country to heal. They're the ones asking this country to move forward from this nightmarish affair. Not so with the right wing. Not so with the MAGA.
Well, Trump just announced that Charlie Kirk did pass. No, he didn't pass. He was fucking murdered. So here's my message to the President of the United States. I'm not going to say that I speak for everybody else or anybody else. But as a taxpaying citizen of this country who has spent years being attacked by the vile left, we want true justice. So give us the green light or handle it yourself with the military. Each and every one of them. All of them. We want public executions because you see it hasn't been freedom for all in this country over the last 5+ years. This country has been ran through by the left. Or we have been forced into silence or threats of our lives being taken from us. Some have actually lost their lives due to that, the latest being Charlie Kirk. So I ask, give us the green light or do it yourself. But one way or another, we aren't living with the vile left anymore. And if anybody thinks that this is going to scare us into hiding or being quiet, it just did the opposite. I do hope you handle them swiftly, because one way or another, there's no going back. There is no peace.
Winning would be classifying all you Democrats and liberals as domestic terrorists. Winning would be the military dragging you out of your home and putting you in front of a pew-pew squad after you've been charged and convicted of treason. We haven't won yet, dog. The best is yet to come.
This video's in regards to Charlie Kirk. And this video's for the fucking liberals. It's war, motherfuckers. We're coming for you. We're coming for you. And spare me your fucking self-righteous bullshit lectures. I don't give a fuck. We're coming for you.
The MAGA has done, in the last 2 days, has pushed out threat after threat after threat after threat against Democrats. Some sold threats like having us all arrested. Others going to the extreme of dragging us out of our homes and shot. because of what happened to Charlie Kirk. The fact is this. All of it, all this rhetoric of hating Democrats, wanting us dead, all of it can be traced to one person, Donald Trump, and one group of people, the MAGA.
I certainly don't incite violence.
Knock the crap out of him.
Like to punch him in the face.
I don't condone violence, and I don't talk about violence.
I would have done well, but I would have been boom, boom, boom. I'll beat that.
I don't know if I'll do the fighting myself or if other people will.
Maybe he should have been roughed up because it was absolutely disgusting what he was doing.
If you see somebody getting ready to throw a tomato, knock the crap out of him, would you? Seriously.
Like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
Try not to hurt him. If you do, I'll defend you in court. Don't worry about it.
In the good old days, this doesn't happen because they used to treat them very, very rough. And when they protested once, you know, they would not do it again so easily. We become weak. We become weak.
And you know what? The audience swung back. And I thought it was very, very appropriate. The audience hit back. And that's what we need, a little bit more of.
Part of the problem and part of the reason it takes so long is nobody wants to hurt each other anymore, right?
I don't know if I would have done well, but I would have been out there fighting, folks. I don't know if I would have done well, but I would have been boom, boom, boom. I'll beat that.
Do you plan on paying for the legal fees of this older gentleman in North Carolina who sucker punched the protester?
From what I understand, he was sticking a certain finger up in the air. And that is a terrible thing to do in front of somebody that, frankly, wants to see America made great again.
It's possible you could help him with legal fees if this man needs it.
I've actually instructed my people to look into it, yes.
Make America great. Make it white.
Peaceful for now. Peaceful for now, because that's what patriots do. Fight for America! Fight for all America! But make no mistake, we can be violent if we need to, and it's getting there.
It's a crime punishable by death, is what treason is. Nancy Pelosi is guilty of treason, and we want her out of our government.
So we just stormed the fucking Capitol, took the motherfucking place back. That was so much fun.
So much America. So much America.
More murders. January 6th will be a day in infamy.
Yes, yes. We don't want anybody hurt.
Joe Biden as president?
No, he'll never be my president.
Okay. But you know, you accept that he's going to be inaugurated?
No, I don't.
I mean, how could that change at this point?
Well, it could be civil war. You never know.
What really made me want to come was the fact that, you know, I had supported Trump all that time. I did believe, you know, that the election was being stolen. And Trump asked us to come.
He personally asked for us to come to D.C. that day. And I thought, for everything he's done for us, if this is the only thing he's going to ask of me, I'll do it.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol.
Did you recall President Trump mentioning going to the Capitol during his speech?
Oh, yeah. So that's one of my disappointments. He said he was going to go with us, that he was going to be there.
I know why I was there, and that's because he called me there, and he laid out what is happening in our government. He laid it out.
But I remember Donald Trump telling people to be there, right? I mean, to support.
So you mentioned that the president asked you. Do you remember a specific message?
Basically, yeah, he asked for us to come to D.C., that big things are going to happen.
What got me interested, he said, I have something very important to say on January 6th or something like that, is what got me interested to be there.
You know, Trump has only asked me for two things. He asked me for my vote, and he asked me to come on January 6th.
As such, today is important in another way. Today is the day American patriots start taking down names and kicking ass.
Let's have trial by combat.
And these motherfuckers are traitors! And we fight. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
Donald Trump made his announcement. Now I showed you parts of that in my previous video. I'm not going to show you again. This man has pretty much painted the bullseye on every person who says that they're Democrat, who says they didn't vote for Donald Trump. But the real sick part about all of this is two things. When a tragedy happens in this country, the only people who show any kind of sadness or remorse about it has always been the left, the liberals, the Democrats, especially when innocent lives are taken for no reason at all. We hear nothing about that from the Republican Party. Case in point, and yeah, you're gonna hate me when I mention this man, George Floyd. Another person I'm gonna mention, Breonna Taylor. Another person I'm gonna mention, Paul Pelosi. Regardless of how you personally feel about George Floyd, you know what happened to him was wrong. Was he an angel? No. Did he deserve to be executed like that? To be murdered like that at the hands of law enforcement? At the hands of a overzealous cop? No, he did not. The same can be said about Breonna Taylor. And the same can be said about Paul Pelosi. Paul Pelosi was assaulted to the point where he's alive, but he'll suffer permanent brain damage. No one from the right wing, no one from the MAGA at the time said any words of encouragement towards him or Nancy Pelosi, regardless of how you feel about Nancy Pelosi. Frankly, I can't stand the woman. But I draw the line where it becomes her husband being assaulted with a hammer. Donald Trump showed no remorse for her. Hell, his stupid son, the cokehead, the crackhead, whatever drugs he's on, posted a Twitter photo of a Halloween costume of underwear and a hammer, mocking this. Over a couple of months ago, I believe it was, I mentioned this. A Democrat congresswoman from Minnesota and her husband were killed. Someone on the right, a MAGA Trump supporter, broke into their house and killed them both while they slept. No one on the right wing said any words of encouragement to their families. They had two children, Donald Trump couldn't be bothered to pick up the phone and express his condolences. Why is it, and this is an open question for everybody out there, why is it when a tragedy like a mass shooting, a piece of political violence that results in death, do the Democrats act with some semblance of humanity and the Republicans, well now, the MAGA, act as if they are nothing more than uncontrollable thugs? Why is that? I'm going to repeat this again. I don't support what happened to Charlie Kirk. And quite honestly, I don't think anyone should. What happened to him was wrong. Now, I don't like the man. I think the man is a straight up racist prick. And we have the receipts to believe that. Look at my previous video. We have the receipts that show him to be a racist prick. He should have lost his platform. He should have lost all of his money. He should not have lost his life. But it seems as though the Republican Party, they don't care when a tragedy happens to someone else. But when it's someone close to them, like Charlie Kirk, they want to go to war. I would use the word empathy, but Charlie Kirk hated empathy. See, I care what happens to my country, regardless of who it happens to. I could hate this scumbag, but that doesn't mean I want to see him dead. I want to see him ruined. I want to see him without pot to piss in. But I want to see him dead. The Republicans want to see us dead. They have been non-stop screaming for blood. That isn't Christian to me. They claim to be ultra Christians. That isn't Christian to me. Wanting to see someone dead because you disagree with them, or you were brainwashed into thinking that they're responsible for something. And I've said this over and over again. I'm going to keep saying this. As much as I hate Donald Trump or anyone else in the MAGA, I don't want to see them lose their lives. I want to see them lose their lives. In the case of Trump, I want to see him in prison. I want to see the Trump name destroyed. Because for two reasons. One, to see Trump dead doesn't serve me. Someone will just take his place. Probably someone worse. And two, I believe in the law. I believe in justice. I believe in the laws of our land, the Constitution. I do not believe in the idea of an eye for an eye. Now, it may be scripture, mind you, but that's not the way the world was supposed to be like. So, my plea to you and the MAGA, which I already know you're not going to listen, is this. You hate what happened to Charlie Kirk. I get that. You want people to hurt because of you're hurting for Charlie Kirk. I get that. But threatening to kill people because they're Democrats, because you see us as some kind of symbol as to why this happened. What is that going to serve? You take a life and you spend the rest of your life possibly in prison if you're lucky, possibly on death row if you're unlucky. So think before you speak, especially on social media, because I am making it my mission to seek out those who are making death threats on both sides. Because yes, we Democrats are responsible for that too. But right now, a lot of those loud voices are coming from the Republican Party. Think about what you say online. Because I am going to report every single one of you who makes death threats against American citizens in the name of Donald Trump and Charlie Kirk. Don't let your hurt feelings land you in a prison cell. Donald Trump and Charlie Kirk are not worth that. Don't test me on this. The time for you getting away with this crap because you think Donald Trump has your back is over. And my plea is to the Democrats. We need to start speaking out against all of this. Not just political violence that the Republican Party is inciting. But we need to speak out against violence in this country. Violent rhetoric that Donald Trump and the MAGA traffic in. Let me remind you, the only people who are trafficking in violent rhetoric is the Republican Party. The MAGA, and specifically Donald Trump. And the perfect example of that, one of the perfect examples of it, is January 6, 2021. Fight like hell. If you don't fight like hell, you won't have the country left. Said Trump. The only people out there right now traveling in political violence is the MAGA. Don't fall for that crap. Don't get your hands as dirty as they are, as bloody as they are. It's not worth it. We have a job to do. For us, the Democratic voters, we must get back the Senate and the Congress to hold Donald Trump accountable for what he does. And if and when that happens, we must hold them accountable to doing the job of governance. Fight with our votes. Not the threat of violence, not the gun, our votes. CTP, no truth, God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.